Hello, everyone, and welcome to the SeeWDW Near and Far podcast, Parks and Socials edition for the week of 8/30. So, John, how did your week in the parks go?
I only made it to the parks one day. And luckily for me, that was yesterday. And turns out we had a hurricane scheduled to come through Florida on Tuesday and Wednesday. So instead of preparing for the hurricane, my wife and I went to the Magic Kingdom yesterday as our neighbors were tying everything down. So,
Imagine that.
I had planned on going anyway, honestly. Like I was going to go. Here's some footage from my new DJI Osmo Action 4. I was trying out the hyperlapse video just to see how it compared to my GoPro. But yeah, and here's an interesting thing. We were going here, and we were parked very close to the Polynesian, and so we get down here, and the cast member told us we needed to cross, and I said, "What if we're going to the Polynesian?" He said, "Well, go all the way over and loop around and go all the way to the TTC, then make a left and walk all the way. So take this half a mile circle all the way around where it's right there." And we were like, "Well, the bridge is right there." And he said, "Well, that's a cast member parking lot, and I don't recommend." So I don't know if you can see it here. So we do that. And I said, "Serves me right for even talking to the guy. I should have just ignored him and walked right past." Anyway, I said, "All right." I walked over there, started walking, and then I immediately made a left and went where I was going to go anyway. Which is getting to be a problem with me because these people keep telling me to do the most ridiculous things when it comes to parking. So, and when you're that close to the Polynesian, it literally took a few minutes to walk there instead of like 10 minutes to walk and then get in line for the monorail or ferry. And right as we got there, it was perfect timing. We got right on the boat and we took the boat right over to the Magic Kingdom with no wait at all. And I'm like, I've been taking that walking path for as long as I can remember, and now they have someone telling me that he didn't say we couldn't do it. He said, "We don't recommend you do that because it's a parking lot." And as soon as he said that, I looked around and I thought, I'm in the parking lot. Like, what's your, he's like, that. It's like, I don't know. That's the parking lot. So anyway, I know I'm getting to be, I was nice to him, but I'm sure he looked right down and shook his head as he watched as we ignored him and just went the normal way. But I don't know. So I got there, got a couple nice pictures. Like I like the train
nice.
was parked out front and the
very nice.
And I noticed this was not planned. It's the day that a hurricane is supposed to come through, and then the Magic Kingdom will close promptly at 6 p.m. Another great time to go to the Magic Kingdom. Even without the hurricane, lines will be much lower because people are not going to go there till 4 o'clock. And I took a half day off of work, so I got there at a reasonable time. Let's see, when did I get there? Around 1 o'clock. So I need to remember that because I'm going to take a lot more half day Tuesdays, and I might as well go to the Magic Kingdom when they're having Halloween or Christmas parties and just, enjoy the low waits.
So let's be clear. That was closing at 6 o'clock for the Halloween party, not the hurricane, right? Yeah, just so people understand.
They had the Halloween party. Yep.
Okay.
They had the Halloween party.
Man, that is beautiful. I love that. It's kind of spooky, and I love that.
And I know it won't help because people can't see it, but the I took a picture that looked more like it might even have been that picture, and then I put it into Adobe Photoshop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it's the light version. It's like Photoshop Light or Plus or whatever. It's the free version, and I clicked the magic wand and then I clicked HDR1 and it really makes the colors pop. Like it's the yellows, it adds the depth and the texture to it. And then when I posted on Instagram, I hit the magic wand on there, which adds little shadows back into it. And all together, it just has a great look, like a much more depth and color and whatever. But that is my magic formula for most pictures that I take. And again, it's Photoshop Express. So PS
Yeah.
Express,
Yeah.
Magic, HDR, and then it makes it look so good. Even the photography snob types are telling me, "Wow, great shot, great picture." And it's just my phone. So
Very cool.
anyway, I went in, and you can see there's Main Street, USA. It was looking pretty light. I mean, today was much lighter because today was the actual rain and hurricane. And just so you know, it was fairly nice out all day. I even went jogging at lunch. I did hear some rumbling of in the background, but yesterday the sky was blue. Today it was windy and cloudy all day. Rained in the morning for a bit, but so let's say, yeah, they have a new backpack about being strong. The muscle lady on there. If that's your thing, I don't know. I think this is new. All your favorite characters on one lounge fly.
Hmm.
I I couldn't resist, but there's Main Street. Yeah, and so what I decided to do was it said it said Space Mountain was a 15-minute wait. So that is where I went first. And it was nice. It was nice because, of course, I can't play the video, but it was fairly empty. I mean, not empty, but I actually got to walk the queue instead of just standing in it. So
Hmm.
it was nice. I probably waited about maybe 7 or 8 minutes to get on. So again, spectacular. I love Space Mountain. I just paid for this like a week before when I went by myself that one day. And it was horribly crowded too. So anyway, Space Mountain, and you're not allowed to do this if you're on there. Don't do that. They literally yell at you for taking your phone out if you have it out to start with. So but I would have been so sad if they stopped the ride and turned on the lights and told me, oh,
Sure.
no, don't do that.
Mhm.
Anyway, I went through there, and we got out, and we walked. We were gonna do the Haunted Mansion because my wife hadn't seen it yet, the new updated lighting and stuff, and the line was all the way out, and it said 20 minutes, and I was like, I just waited in that. It's not. I said, let's go ride Pirates, and then we'll check back. So Pirates was literally a 5 minute wait. I even zoomed in on 5 minutes. And basically, we didn't stop on there. Just went straight on through, and and took a nice ride on Pirates. And then from there, see, did we? From there, we didn't eat all day, so we wanted to go to Liberty Tree Tavern. But I said, we don't stay at the parks very long, and I said that's much better used for a crowded day where it's like, well, we can't ride any rides, but we can get a good meal. So we went to Cosmic Rays, and my wife got a cheeseburger. I got the cheeseburger that's supposed to have like fried onions on it. It was like a specialty burger. It's this one, and that's the regular one. They put some kind of weird orange stuff on it, and it didn't look anything like the picture. There's no fried onion ring thing, nothing like that on it. Again, I ate it. It tasted great. No complaints, but man, this is not the picture. That is not, it did not have the stuff on like it was supposed to. Like, this is the sauce that comes on it, and that's fine, but they straight up didn't give me the onion ring things. I should have took pictures of the sign so I could see what was missing. But and here's a good one for you. Stand by 30 minutes for the mine train. But guess what? We said 30 minutes. We kept walking. We were like, yeah, do you really want to ride it? I was like, I don't, not really. So we skipped it even at 30 minutes. Then we went back to Haunted Mansion, and it still said 20 minutes, but the line was basically empty. And the cast member said 13 minutes or less because they just didn't change the line yet. It was basically empty. So we waited probably under 5 minutes, and we got to ride the Haunted Mansion again with the new updated lighting. Hatbox Ghost is still not there, but I heard maybe they'll re-announce it at D23 again, that it's coming up maybe in 5 years or something. Maybe.
I don't understand what the holdup is on this thing.
I don't know. I guess it's the same holdup that the they've been doing a water feature and trees at Epcot for the past 6 years. I don't know.
That's true.
I wish I understood it better, but. And then we went to the Little Mermaid ride because my wife likes that one. And that was literally no wait at all. The only wait was people not walking fast through the queue. So by the time we got there was empty cars everywhere inside. Got to ride that one. Then we looked at a little bit of Halloween merchandise. I really wasn't that impressed with it this year. Like, it's all right. Like, I obviously I didn't buy anything, and I don't think my wife didn't either. There's their inclusive display. They added wheelchairs to a lot of their displays, so, and then they clapped for themselves as they reminded everyone they did it. So good for you, Disney.
Pretty much.
This was pretty cool. A new Jack Skellington. But I have to say, if you're in the Loungeflies, you've got to be broke by now. My daughter has an entire closet filled with them. My wife has 1,000, and they're getting to the point where it's like, it's really got to grab you to make it worthwhile anymore because there's just so many, and they are great. Like I would never in a million years use one, although I do see guys wearing them sometimes. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I can appreciate them though, because my wife and daughter, they have enough of them. And this I never got too. Hocus Pocus. I don't know. I was gonna say I finally watched this movie called The Terrifier and Terrifier 2 recently. That is the most gory horror movie you've ever seen with Art the Clown. Like, oh man, is it? I really enjoyed that. So I don't think this is just out of the realm of what I enjoy.
Do you want to let me explain to you. We are Gen X and we're used to slasher stuff and all that kind of stuff. And that's our generation. And, every generation sort of is into that, but it was particularly owned by our generation, right? Hocus Pocus is a millennial thing. And like a lot of the what they called geriatric or older millennials, grew up with Hocus Pocus. You know, it was a big thing for them. And I remember my nephew watching it and, you know, my mom watching it with him. And, you know, he's one of those kind of geriatric older millennials, and he loved that type of show. You know, that with the R.L. Stein stuff, you know, and it was kind of in that genre, in that realm.
I like the R.L. Stein stuff a little bit. Like I've seen a little bit of that. I thought it was pretty cool, but
Well, I think like the kids that were into that, and they're into other things that you and I probably don't get, like Sister Act. Remember that movie?
Yeah,
Like the older millennials really liked that movie a lot with Whoopi Goldberg and stuff. And we were our age, the Gen Xers, for the most part, were kind of like, yeah, I don't really get it. So I didn't really get Hocus Pocus either. I mean, I'm glad that they have their thing and it's fun and all that stuff. It's just not for me.
if you like it, there's a lot of it at I think it's Mickey's Star Traders.
Yeah.
It's got a whole wall here of Hocus Pocus stuff. So
Yeah.
again, it's not something I liked very much, but so then we went on the Tomorrowland Transit Authority with absolutely positively no wait at all. And which is awesome. And when I got off, I saw there's nobody in line to get on. I was like, wow, that is just nice, you know. So I enjoyed that. And then I looked, Buzz Lightyear said 10 minutes. And I don't love Buzz Lightyear, but I enjoy it. I like the colors of it and all that. I tried out my new camera and recorded it. It probably looks nice, but Amazon won't let me play it back because, you know, it's over 2 gigabytes. So can't do that. But it is it did break down though, like it probably was like 5 or 6 minutes we were right at the conveyor stopped, and there's probably another 5 or 6 minutes as I'm like, I don't know what they're doing. I just kept hearing a beep, and then everyone just stood there, and eventually they restarted it, but I don't know, some sensor must have got triggered or something. And after that, when you go to these parties, it is 4:00 is when you can get there. And so starting at 4:00, this is 4:06. I said, well, I think it's time for us to leave because everything began, like all of a sudden the line was outside for Buzz within minutes. Here, I think you can see the line in here. That little sweep, if you look at the start all the way back there, that is people who are in the park getting their wristbands for the party. And the line is huge for the wristbands. And as I went up front, I could see the people pouring in the side entrance, just pulsating in, people after people. And I was like, now is when all of a sudden you're going to be like, what's the line for Buzz Lightyear? 70 minutes. It's like, what happened? It's like, well, everybody got here and they're jamming up the rides because there's no Halloween stuff to do right away, not till 6:00. So they get there and they really go at the line. So
it's interesting where that line was for the wristbands. There used to be, and I don't know if they're not doing it this year or what, there was like a photo op in there. It's in Stitch's old, it looked like it was in Stitch's old building, right? And that's where the line was in front of there?
There could be. I mean, once the party starts, you don't have to have that line there anymore. Maybe they could open it up for a photo.
Maybe. Let me say that last year when we went there, I knew that photo op was in there. Not a lot of people were going in, and not a lot of people even knew anything was going in there. It's just like a cardboard cutout or wooden cutout type deal. And I thought it was kind of neat because, like, nobody knew for the most part, like I said, it was there. And when the party was beginning, I went up to a cast member that was standing over there. It looked like a member of management. And I said, is this where there's a Halloween, photo op? And he kind of got like, I don't know. It was like there was this line or this place for cast members that he was standing in front of, that cast members were going backstage from there. And I was really curious as to where it was going. He was kind of getting smart with me, like really like lippy and stuff, and said, no, you can't be here. This is where the cast members. And I was in a public area, you know, I was just asking him a question, and he was like literally trying to, you know, I don't know what he was trying to do, but he just was very rude. And I was really shocked by that. I was like, man, I'm just asking a question. And I just, you know, I asked him again. I said, yeah, I'm not trying to get back there, but I was just asking if this was, and I was very polite and very nice. And he was like, proceeded to, you know, continue to be very rude and obnoxious. And I was like, okay. I just turned around and walked. I didn't do anything to the guy. I was just asking him a question. You know, I mean, sometimes I could see people act like idiots to some of these cast members, but this guy, man, I don't know what was up his butt, but
Yeah, well, that you shouldn't bother him at work. Some people
I guess. I just thought that was such a strange thing. One of the strangest things, interactions with a cast member I ever had. It was just bizarre. I've never ran into something like that. So,
all right. So, as I got to the front of the park, it got much more crowded. And like I said, this is the time when everyone's coming in. So we were going to take the walking path back to the Polynesian, but what looked like almost the same boat that we came over on was just sitting there. And I was like, want to take the boat? And so we did. We took the boat back. And as you can see, it's getting a little windier. You can see the clouds and the wind going here. But so we took the boat back to the Polynesian. And speaking of lounge flies, that is a pretty cool one. It's Polynesian lounge fly.
Yeah.
That one I thought was pretty impressive, you know. We didn't buy it though, but I thought it was impressive. And I was going to say too, as I was walking out, I thought that these it could just be the angle, but it felt like the monorails were going fast. Now, doesn't that look a little faster than normal? Like,
Yeah.
maybe it's just the angle. And then I caught another one as I was walking by. That one didn't look quite as fast, but the other one, I was like, I wonder if because of the wind, they need to speed it up a little bit to cut through, or who knows? But
Maybe. Wow.
seemed to move fast, and yeah, that is about it for my entire week at the park. So I didn't want to go on Sunday. I don't even know why exactly. I was going to, but then I didn't, and then I didn't feel like going. And I don't know.
Well, all I'll say is make sure on social media that you mark yourself safe from the hurricane, so that.
Yeah, I wanted to. I should go get. I should have went this morning and got video of rain. That seems to get so many views. Whenever you have rain, just rain anywhere, people they love rain, but in real life they don't really like rain.
No, I've never thought of videotaping rain, like videoing rain, but I did that one time at the Art of Animation. Maybe I should post that sometime. Interesting. All right, John, how did your social media go for the week?
Well, it's been a little, I don't know, a little slow. My Disney account's up to 133,000 followers. My reach is around 1.3 million, which is, it's low to mid. I feel like both my accounts are in a bit of a slump lately, but that happens an awful lot with me. I don't know if it just happens or if it's because I can't spend a huge amount of time on social media. I have a job and stuff, so Like I can't be at the park and say every time a new anything comes out, first look, brand new. It's like I just don't have the time to do that. I can tell you that I'm probably going to Horror Nights on this Friday, but just for a little bit. I won't have everything. And I am going to go see Moana Journey of Water on Sunday at 3 o'clock with a cast member preview. But again, every social media person will have a first look, first thing. Here's everything you need to know. Here's a detailed description of every inch listed out, and then you'll have me a few days later going, here's a picture. There you go. How about that?
Top 5 reasons to love Moana Journey of Water.
Yeah, I should do that, but I just won't. But anyway, my Universal account is at 141,000, so that's pretty good. The reach is around 1.8 million, which seems pretty stable. The one thing I wanted to mention, though, my Facebook for my SeeWDW, that has been on the incline lately, like growing up to 8,833 people. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot in comparison to my others, but as I'm approaching 10,000, I find that that's not easy to do. I've been on Facebook for 6 years now, and I think I had like 3,000 followers before 6 years. So it definitely, all of a sudden, Facebook is pushing my stuff a little bit. So I find that interesting because between Facebook and Instagram, I got 140,000 on one, and then like almost 150 on my Universal. So
that's good for advertising dollars, though, right? When it comes to the Facebook thing.
Yeah, Facebook, they actually do give you ads on Reels, like they give you a little bit of money for that, and so they actually, I get paid more for my small audience on Facebook than I do on Instagram now. So it's whatever I focus on is the worst thing. It's what I ignore that turns out to be good. So, but on the positive side, 158,000 on TikTok. TikTok is great. I think I reached like 12 million people, or maybe it's 7 million the last 28 days. They're still paying me a bonus. You know, as you can see, all my videos do pretty good. 18,000, 267,000, 70, 20, 16, 54. And I even had, the 7.7 million for my last Everest. I don't know why Everest just gets millions for me on this one. 2.8 for my latest ride on Hagrid's. And we talked about that on the last Parks edition when I went and rode Hagrid's. So I got 2.8 million views for that. Waiting in line for 45 minutes. So I'm happy with this. But again, it's not the greatest thing ever. And they'll probably kneecap me at some point. They'll be like, wait a minute, this isn't some chick or lady or something. Like they're always looking for a person, and I think as long as they don't see that see me in there, maybe it's all right. But I don't know. I feel like I'm getting by on them. Like I said, with Instagram and everybody else, they're all looking for the person. And in this case, I'm not a person, but I'm doing pretty good. I mean, I am a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I might be a person.
Well, what you're saying, you're not showing your face on your TikToks, and so the algorithm isn't picking up your face, so it's not going to push you as aggressively as one that would, right?
Yeah. And like it or not, if you're pretty, male or female, you're going to do better. But in my experience, pretty females do the absolute best because they get men and women that like them, like pretty females, and men is not as it's not as equal. But what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Yeah,
But
that's
that's
true.
about it for social media. TikTok is still the winner. It's bigger than my others now, and more successful. And so I don't know. I would love. I don't know if I can keep it going, but I wonder if there's any number big enough in TikTok that would get them to, and that I would get invited to anything like media wise. Probably not. Like I literally saw even Universal when they did the Minions thing, they had attractive young ladies standing in front of the Minions with their hand pointing in the air and their leg up, and I'm like, that's who they invite there. I'm like, I don't know about you, but that's not going to help me want to go to Minions one way or the other. But again, I'm a crotchety old guy, so I don't know. Maybe that does make people want to go. So.
No, lately it's making me do the opposite. Like I look at that stuff and I'm like, I don't even want involved in that crap. I get so sick of seeing it. And it's not just like the attractive or this or that. Like any of these ones that are, semi obnoxious or whatever. I'm just like, man, I just don't want to see it.
Yeah,
I
there's
just,
old guys too. Like there's guys that are probably older than me doing it, but they got to have a gimmick to go along with
yeah,
it.
I get so there's one TikTok and YouTuber in particular that you and I have talked about before that I won't mention their name, but they just put their stupid little face and it's a male, his stupid little face in the corner of a video and points and just doesn't as someone else's video and points and makes stupid, really dumb faces. I am so utterly disgusted by the fact that anybody watches that garbage that I'm just like,
Yeah, that does make me sad, and not him, but there were many people before I got to TikTok, especially people taking my videos from Instagram and using them as a background on TikTok as they just point or make a face or whatever. There's people that are bigger than me to this day that's how they got big, and I'm like, and again, I don't think that there's anything you can do about it, but yeah, if anybody's thinking about following people, just keep that in mind. And I know nobody really cares anyway, but I like to think I try not to follow or support people that use everyone else's work for the most part. And there's a lot of big ones that have like 1 million followers, and not even people, just like Visit Orlando or something that will be the name of it, and they'll take everyone else's their best videos and put them up, and it's like they don't have to do anything. They could spend 5 minutes a day, have 1 million followers, make a lot of money just by taking other people's work. Where I've got to go. I need to buy the tickets, drive there, go there, get lucky enough to see something worth doing. And it's like someone else just says, I'll take that. Bam. Awesome. What else we got? And again, is that smart? I guess. If you're allowed to do it, it's a pretty smart way to do it. I'm the sucker out there, doing my own stuff. But
yeah.
anyway, nobody likes to hear a complainer. That'll make them unfollow me.
Well, all right. Let's get you some follows to replace those unfollows, John. Where can they find you online?
SeeWDW on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and CUO on Instagram and Facebook.
All right. And you can find me at The Giant Rat, THEE Giant Rat on all the socials. And that should do it for this one. We will see you on the next one.